thing I tell young people is if you want to be successful, you need to understand that it is a do or die affair.
So on today's episode of the podcast, we have an amazing personality who started his journey to transforming his life from literally nothing to a millionaire in dollars today. His name is Golibe Ilechukwu. In this episode, we talk about a lot of things, from how he started his journey, how he made his first $100 and then $1,000 in the space of 2 years. And he basically demystifies copywriting. What is copywriting? How can anyone get started today and start earning in dollars? We talk about a whole lot of things that are insightful and inspiring in this episode. So make sure you don't miss it. Sit back, relax, grab your notepads and your pen, and let's get learning. While at it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video. Now, let's get right into it.
Welcome, Golibe. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. This podcast has been a long time coming.
Yeah, I've been seeing it here and there, and I knew that you were just waiting
for the right for the right time.
Yeah.
And we are here finally. First of all, do you think we look alike? Some people say we look alike.
Yeah, I get that too. I've gotten at least 3 times.
Guys, do you think, if you think we look alike, leave a comment in the chat box. Let me know. Yeah. All right, that said, let's dive right into it. I want to start this podcast by asking you to tell me your story. Where does your story begin, really? The person we see today, the business coach, the speaker, the founder, and all of that we see today. Where did it start?
Okay, when it comes to this entrepreneurship thing, you can't really pinpoint exactly where it started. And if we're talking about, say, teaching, the first time I earned from being a teacher or speaking was in just 3. I was asked to come and teach a level above me, that's SS1. I taught them mathematics, and the teacher gave me some money. I was like, it's like I'm good at this thing. Right? Then fast forward to years later, in 2016, we're going to our 9th year with owning an internet business. So my first internet company was founded in January 2016.
Awesome.
And
I don't know if there's something about the year 2016, because a lot of us, including myself, 2016.
Wow. So from owning a tourism brand to, going through so many ventures, failing, succeeding, and eventually we find ourselves here. One thing that is constant is growth. You just keep changing based on time, based on the need in the market. Most people don't understand, because when I started out, the first mistake I made was I did not understand that you have to satisfy a need in the market. You don't just own a business out of your passion. We're Africans. Americans can do passion, right? But as Africans, what you're thinking is, what need is in the market? How can I satisfy this need? Right? So this is my evolution from the first time I ever witnessed earning money doing something. Then the first time I actually owned an internet business, and here we are right now. Yeah.
Beautiful. So how was it like when you started your first company? That's a travel company.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
It was crazy. Then there was almost nothing like internet money in Nigeria, in Africa as a whole. A lot of people did not understand how to make money from the internet. It was a novel thing. Right? So when you're advertising online, when you're selling your brand, it felt like you were doing something weird. And even along the line, I have been called, are you sure this guy is not doing internet fraud? When you're making money from the internet, you're at home, you're pressing your laptop and you're making money. People were not sure of what you were up to. So there were a lot of, they say the people who start, the first timers are the people who are burnt the most, right? So then starting internet businesses, I even did crypto, all those things, I was burnt.
Right? Do you know how much you lost, like all of this in the crypto?
I lost those times I also thought, because they taught us millionaires have 7 streams of income, right? The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. These Americans taught us that. Invest, right? Invest so that it will grow, passive income. I put my money in MMM and it passived my money.
It was Ponzi.
Yes, exactly. But I was thinking in that direction of putting your money somewhere and it will be yielding investments. You understand? So that was my perspective at that moment. And like I said, I was burnt so many times. And for the tourism company, I just started it because I saw, Linda Nkeji is doing well.
Yeah.
And I love travel. Let me do something, related to what she was doing.
Yeah.
Then we travel. So I started travel blogging. From travel blogging, it transcended into a travel company. And, that was just it. But now I always walk backwards. I always walk from need, then solution. And this is why we have been able to bring in millions of dollars in sales for myself and foreign businesses. Yeah.
What I'm laughing is that I started blogging back then as well. It looks like Linda Nkeji was our reference point. So before this guy came to Port Harcourt, he had the seminar and said, "Do you know you can make millions and hundreds of millions of naira from blogging? Linda Nkeji makes this much." Okay, this is the next goal too. I started open blogger accounts, started blogging, hoping that AdSense revenue and all of that will come in. And after a while, it was just a shocking, rude awakening. You cannot make money from this thing immediately. You have to find your way.
You have AdSense and one thing people, especially young Africans, don't understand is there must be work before you reap. You cannot reap without planting.
True.
Anything, there is no magic. So up to now, I still notice this trend online. When you tell people, okay, learn a skill and make money from that skill, they always think it's just, I put my money, learn a skill, under this amount of time, I'm already a millionaire or something. It's never that way. You have to put in the required work in every endeavor.
Well, what would you say, like starting off these businesses, and what would you say you wish you knew before you started?
Sales and marketing. If I understood sales, marketing, persuasion, I would have impacted people more. And when you impact people more, when you give more value, you make money, right? Money is as a result of value exchange, right? I give you something worth your time, something valuable to you, you give me money. So I never understood these principles. I never understood sales and marketing. There are some rules of human nature, some laws of human nature that never change. And these are the things you learn from sales and marketing, persuasion, right? There are some laws of human nature that never changes, right? When you, like for example, a human is a selfish person. They think of themselves first and their family before any other person. This is how we are since the time of Caesar, right? So these are the things you can use to sell. Because when you now want to sell, you're not saying buy my product, but you're, pandering to what they want. So instead of buy my product, you'll be like, this can solve your problem. Take this. It is about them, not you. That's where that phrase customer is king comes from. It's about the customer. Everything is about the customer. Right? So there are some other, sales and marketing principles, persuasion principles that I wish I knew should have helped me succeed long time.
Interesting. I get it. So dive into what you do right now, which is, you started out as a copywriter, right? And all of that. How did you stumble upon copywriting?
When it comes to the art of copywriting, in fact, copywriting is actually what changed everything for me.
Yeah.
Right? So I had started different things, succeeded a bit, made my first $1 million. As of then, $1 million was something. I don't know what it is.
Can't remember the year. What year was that when you made the first million?
It was 2017. And
Yes.
yeah, 2017. And then, so, and all that. First $1 million from the internet. So, I tried this, tried that. But when I learned copywriting, I understood sales and marketing, I understood human nature, persuasion, and I was helping other businesses make money. Because that's what you do as copywriters, right? You help other businesses sell their products and you get paid for doing so. This is what you basically do as a copywriter. So by the time I understood how to make millions for other businesses in dollars, why won't I own a business of my own?
Can you just break down this copywriting thing? Yes, because people call it copyright. What does, in a nutshell, to a layman, what does copywriting mean?
Copywriting is simply using words to sell, right? You're using words to sell persuasively to people.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is all about. So you're trying to help businesses communicate with their prospects, build relationships with them, help businesses build relationships with their prospects, then convert them to paying customers. So emails, sales messages, all the sales messages you see all over the place, they are all written by copywriters. So a lot of copywriters are just behind the scene. If you go to Apple websites, for example, you will see how Apple sold the iPhone 15, any product they're selling out there, right? It was all written by copywriters. So a copywriter is simply somebody that uses words to sell persuasively, and the best form of selling doesn't look like selling, right? So if a copywriter does his job very well, you will not even know he is there. It's seamless. So what we say is the best form of selling doesn't even look like selling. So that's why copywriters are like behind the scene and sort of like nobody understands what they do.
Yeah. How did you stumble upon it and how did you learn it?
So I was on YouTube and Googling, searching, what skill can I learn that is in high demand? What skill cuts across every industry out there? And I stumbled upon a man, the name Sir Ronald Nzimora. He had this YouTube video, very few views. One thing about Nigerians and Africans as a whole is we prefer entertainment to knowledge. So he had a powerful video, but few views. But if you see a skit maker's video, millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views. So very few views, but it grabbed my attention. So I followed him on Twitter, and that was how my journey started. Started following him up. He started advertising something from his mentee, because him at the time he was taking a break. So he started advertising something from his mentee, Mukulo.
And the Mukulo.
Yeah. I got one of his programs, and that was it. I spent 2 weeks, at least 5 hours every day studying this thing. So it was back to back to back, because for me, it was do or die. I was not in. One thing I tell young people is, if you want to be successful, you need to understand that it is a do or die affair. It's not conditional. It's not, let me just do this as a side income. If you treat it as a side income, you make side money, right? So one thing that I understood early was I want to go all in this. I did not have any other option. I wanted to do this fully. And that was it. I started working out. And with the skill of copywriting, once you learn sales and market, you can now start any other business and be successful at it. Yeah, awesome. So before you knew it, companies in Lagos, Ikoyi, and other parts of Lagos Island, they were calling me to come train their staff.
How did they find you? What were you doing? What were you doing? So were you trading? Were you putting out lessons?
Yeah.
Because I mean, they didn't just find you from thin air, right?
Yeah, you know, one thing people do is they have this imposter syndrome. When they start to learn, they feel they are not sufficient enough. They feel that what they have learned is not okay. But as I was learning, I was practicing and practicing in public. Right? I was tweeting about some certain things. Oh, I learned this today. Oh, I did this. Oh, I did that. When I landed my first client who paid me $100, then it was like that something thousand naira.
How was that like? How did you land the client?
It was amazing. They sent me a DM on Twitter.
On Twitter. Oh, interesting.
So when I signed that client, the $100 client, I started talking about it. Oh, I helped this business do this. I was able to write this. So that now gave way to more and more jobs, right? And anything I did on Twitter, I was replicating it on LinkedIn and on Upwork. You know, it was just, I wanted to help businesses so that I get paid. And that was it.
When did you hit your first, like, big money from this skill of copywriting and providing services and all that?
I think it was when I received my first $1,000. Then it was like 400 and something thousand. Can't forget buying a television.
How did you feel in that moment?
It was something. The $100 felt good.
Yeah.
Let's not take that away. Right? The $100 made me feel like I can do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Right? So the $100, I was elated. But the $1,000, I felt I was not in this world again. You know, I felt that I could make thousands of dollars from pressing my phone at home. Do you understand what that means? I'm a computer engineering graduate, and how much, after, let's say, 5 years of experience, how much do you think you earn a month? Nobody's paying $1,000. Nobody. You know, so I felt like that was amazing. It really changed everything for me.
Wow. Interesting. So you've grown to the point now where you've done over $3 million in sales for yourself and for your clients. How did that happen?
You know, I just kept having more ambition. You know, I helped this small business. I want a bigger business. I want a bigger business. You know, so I helped more and more businesses make money, and they give you a good percentage. You know, I tell people this: if you can help a business make $50,000, what is $1,000 they can't give you? If you can help a business make $2 million, what is $200,000 they can't give you? But people don't understand these basic principles, right? And it is very simple. If right now I hand you money, 1 billion naira, don't you think you'll give me some? It's normal. It's normal. So to go back to your question, what was that?
My question was, what was the journey like making $3 million for this business?
Yeah, so that was it. You know, I just wanted to help more people, landing clients on Twitter, LinkedIn, and before you knew it, I became a brand, a sort of household name. I was winning awards in America, and I just became popular. And from that, it just came, you know. Consistency.
Do you think school is scam?
No, I don't think school is scam. But I really believe the way people go about school is really not good. You know, people go about school in such a way that they have a mentality our parents and grandparents had. We're going to school to make money, or I don't get why people actually go to school. Right? Well, school is not scam. You should go to school, go to university, tertiary institution. But what is your purpose? Are you going there to connect with people? I know friends that I connected with in school that have made millions with.
Yeah.
Right? Or is it just about reading? I'm trying to pass exams. You know, and it is very sad because people who go for things like first class, most of them end up forgetting that you don't just pass through school, you need school to pass through you, like they say, right? So it's not just about la cram la pour, like we used to call it there. It's not just about cramming and pouring in the exam.
La cram la pour.
La cram la pour. It's not just about that. It's more about, you know, did school pass through you? Did you make good connections? Did you become street smart? Not just book smart. These are the things that will actually help you in life and in business. I know people that have connected to different contracts because of we knew back in school, you know, and that's it.
So in this part, we'd just like to get to know you a little better and deeper. So I'm going to be asking some questions. So what's the best food, Golibe?
I love geese dodo sauce and rice.
Geese dodo sauce. I'm a swallow guy. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
So where did all this stomach come from? You're not doing swallow.
Man, it's hereditary.
It's enjoyment. What's your favorite color? Their favorite color?
Black. As a man. I just like black things.
Your best Afrobeat artist?
I love Afrobeat. I love the big four. But I think if you want me to choose, because of personality, I'll choose Davido. I love the fact that he has helped.
That's a big guy.
I love the fact that he has helped a lot of people get to the top. It's not easy, you know, being in such a position. And I love that. I love that.
So who's your GOAT? Ronaldo or Messi?
Ronaldo.
That's why they say we look alike. I see it now.
It's definitely Ronaldo.
Are you an indoor person or are you an outdoor person?
Mostly indoor, but I love to travel, so I think it's the mix. You know, I don't think there's any year that goes by I don't do like 5 countries. You know, sometimes I tend to do more, but yeah, mix. But mostly indoors. I'm not the kind to go clubbing or well, rarely, once in a while.
What's your favorite quote?
That's a deep one. I have a lot, you know. Some from Steve Jobs. You know, Steve Jobs once said that it's only people who are, let me paraphrase, it's only people who are stupid enough to believe that they can change the world are the people who actually do. You know, our quote is very powerful.
That's the Apple Think Different campaign.
You know, so I deeply believe that you have to be delusional to be successful. You need to believe that I will be successful, even though it might not seem so, you know. So I love that quote.
In Gen Z terms, the Lulu is the only Solulu.
I've never heard that one before.
Well, you've learned something on the pod now. The Lulu is the only Solulu.
You know.
It means delusion is the only solution.
And I love one by Machiavelli, Study of Princes. You know, said a prince needs to know nothing else but the study of war. And you know, just saying that war is very important, you know, whether we like it or not, for there to be peace, war must happen. So either war with yourself, you know, and trying to, before you achieve peace, there must be war. You know, you must reflect on yourself. You must fight your needs, fight your procrastination, your laziness and all that to achieve war, to achieve peace. Yeah, and so on.
So, what do you look up to as per business?
Business-wise, that's a very good question. I love what people like Honorable Akalabi has achieved. Owning a business, a company that was the first of its kind. NairoBet, first betting company in Nigeria. That's an amazing feat. I love people like Vusi Timbakwaya.
That's my idolo.
You know, he's an amazing guy. I love the brand he has built. You know, and yeah, I think that's that. I prefer to have African role models.
Yeah, and I like that a lot because I buy into your idea. That's my That's my notion too.
Yeah.
The way things work in the Western world is not the same way things work here. So when I started out in business and all of that, I used to watch a lot of Western people, listen to
Think
them
and grow rich
and all of that. But the problem with that is that there is no context for Africa in the mix. Somebody like Grant Cardone, you hear him use words like the IRS, your 401k, and all of that. And then in Nigeria, he's asked himself, what
was that?
is 401k? How does that work? So taking so say, put it on the credit card,
What's credit card?
So
what's credit
so
card?
and that's why I like to follow like Africans who have successfully built businesses in this space, because from them you can see like a blueprint, a reference point, context to how things work in this part of the world, right? And that's part of why I built my company as well, Kaizen Digital Academy, and that's part of why we are doing this pod, to give people like a bird's eye view. Come and see close up what does doing a business in Africa look like. Here is the blueprint, the roadmap, and how to succeed, right?
Amazing thing you guys are doing.
If you are not doing copywriting and all of that today, what else would you have been doing?
I think I've transitioned from copywriting a while ago.
Yeah.
Now I own businesses. Now I speak at events. But I will not have it any other way.
What do you think you would have been doing though? You picture a world where you didn't learn copywriting and all of that.
I've always loved, like I said, I owned it.
So you have been doing your travel tour,
So I'll probably be traveling and telling stories. At that time, I just didn't know how to really monetize it. So I just love to travel and tell stories. Even up till now, with my brands, I still find a way to talk about my travel experiences and tell stories. So I really love that.
Well, what has been your biggest win since you started business?
There has been a lot. I have a lot of wins, owning properties, doing this, doing that. But for me, the most significant was the day I retired my mother. I told her, you don't have to work anymore. That every single month I'll wire a sumptuous amount into your account. This is someone who took care of 5 kids alone after my father passed. So the fact that she could do this, work 2 jobs and work so hard, and now I can repay her with the little way I can. And so that was something that really was a big achievement for me.
No greater achievement. No greater achievement, especially as an African.
Like I said, it's a different world. So in the US, in the UK, in the Western world, you could go put your parents in homes. There's no much value for family like over here. Here, there's something we call black tax too. You have to take care of your loved ones. You have to take care of family. But if you're listening or always chewing content from these foreign guys, you will never really understand that you cannot bring that home to your reality, and so on.
Makes sense. So I see that you have good relationships with a lot of people, business leaders, and all of that. And I mean, relationships are very important. Relationships can literally take you into doors where your degree, your certificates, and everything would not ordinarily have taken you to.
Yeah.
How are you able to build and nurture quality relationships?
There are a lot of things. One of the things I always say is you need to pay to play. Becoming close friends with Aki Alabi or friends with Obi Kubana. You don't just get into those situations and expect them to pay for things. You pay to play. Get into their circle, you pay. Maybe, for example, last time I met Obi Kubana at the club, I had to pay. I had
Pay for his drinks and all of that.
not necessarily his drink, but I had to show that, yes, I'm here, and things like that. So networking up, there are a lot of pointers I can give, but one of the biggest pointer is you pay to play, and you just look for how you can serve without being weird, because some people, they get so weird about trying to help. Just take a chill pill and look for how you can help them solve a problem, and you become valuable to them long term. That's it.
Makes sense. So there's somebody trying to, go into entrepreneurship now, go into business, and they're watching you. What are the top 3 things you'll tell them?
Number 1, learn a high income skill. Number 2, learn how to sell that skill. Because 2 people can have the same skill level, but one will be making more money than the other person. Because of what? One knows how to sell himself more. Right? That is very important. People don't know this is like a make or break situation. Learning how to sell yourself. You can be the best tech guru out there. But can you actually sell your tech skills? Can you monetize it? Right? So number 1, learn a skill. Number 2, learn how to sell the skill. And number 3, get into networks, pay to play. Get a mentor, get a community, get into something. It's not easy to run this race alone, right? Especially at the beginning, but it gets rewarding. It gets rewarding later on, right? It gets really rewarding later on. So yeah, that's basically it. I see new business owners, they don't have any skill, they're starting a business. No, start from somewhere. Learn a skill, then learn how to sell that skill. You can use it to build your brand. Then number 3, get a mentor. There is nothing new under the sun. Someone has achieved that thing that you're looking for. Study them, right? Like Jacob will say, I studied the greatest and I'm the greatest right now.
So what's the one advice you give to entrepreneurs that you think they don't just get it?
Okay, I think I'll answer this way. Most entrepreneurs, they don't understand that it is all about demand. It's all about satisfying needs. Most entrepreneurs, they just build businesses out of thin air. Right? Is there a demand for this thing? When I consult for businesses, when I help businesses grow, this is where we start from. You cannot manufacture demand from thin air, because there are some exceptions to that. But you need to understand that there needs to be a foundational hunger for your product. Every business should be a solution to an existing problem. And always walk around this. A lot of entrepreneurs also think that other things are important. They feel having a wonderful logo, feel having a good brand, all those things are good. But what is the most important thing in the business? Sales. Can you satisfy a customer? Can you deliver to that customer? Are you with me? So that is the main thing. These 2 things. Number 1, they don't understand that it is a demand and supply world. Then number 2, they don't understand that the most integral thing in the business is sales. It's not a lot of merriment, a lot of shenanigans, like having, a great website, this and that. All those things are good. But the main thing is, can I convert people into loyal customers by satisfying their needs and getting them to come back? If you are in the marketing world, you understand that recurring customers, people that come back to buy again, are people that make up 80% of the revenue of most businesses, the sales revenue. So that's it. That's it basically.
This has been one very insightful conversation. But we are short of time.
Yeah.
Right now, there's still a lot to talk about and all of that. And I'm hoping that we'll have another episodes like this very soon.
Yeah.
So I must thank you very much for coming on the pod, and I'll see you on the episode, guys. So I needed to leave a comment below if you learned something from this, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Will you ask them to subscribe to the channel?
Subscribe to this channel. The thing happening here is amazing. Subscribe.
Good. Subscribe to the channel. Now, just before we go, how can people benefit from you?
They could book me to speak at their event.
Okay.
They could check out my website, golibeilechukwu.com.
Okay.
Check me on social media.